Wonderful. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you, everyone? We have Izzat, HP, Muhammad, and Shuruq. Who's HP? Yumna.
Yumna. Yes,
How are you?
I renamed it. I'm sorry.
No
How are
problem.
you?
How are you? Is everything okay?
Alhamdulillah. Yes, alhamdulillah.
Right. How's life with the IELTS? How do you find your life with the IELTS? Now you started to give it up, okay? And everybody is very bored, and you barely do your home assignments.
Yes, this is true.
Most of you are very much demotivated for some reason that I don't know. However, you're going to take that.
Actually, not demotivated, but because of having too much responsibilities and having no time to finish anything. You know, this is the time of finals here in Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
And there's much pressure on teacher.
Okay, so since you're working as a teacher, you still have so many tasks to do during the day, right?
Yes, even at home. I told Miss Asma before.
Okay, but again, maybe it's a matter of priorities, my dear. And I believe it's a matter of priorities.
Maybe, but the problem is whenever I have a time, I give the priority to my son.
Your son, yes, you have all the right. But again, remember.
What?
Yes, you have all the right, but again, remember that sometimes, we can put more than one priority in the basket, all right? So at least put 3 priorities in your life, in your day, your full day. And I believe that since you have chosen to take the IELTS preparation course, the IELTS should be part of these priorities or one of these 3 priorities that you usually do throughout the day. Yeah, you know why? Just to get the best usage out of and the best benefit. Other than that, I believe that you will find it really difficult if you didn't cope with what's going on during the course.
Yes, you're totally right.
Yeah. So may Allah make it easy for all of you. I know that you guys have many duties and tasks throughout the day, but again, try as much as possible to make it easy for yourselves and especially when it comes to the writing and, starting from this part, we need to take it a bit more serious. Okay?
Inshallah.
Okay. So, Muhammad, Kareem, oh my God, everyone is here. Oh no. Seriously?
No.
Okay. So, Kareem, Izzat, Asma, Aya, Bahira, Muhammad, Shuruq, and Yumna. Well. That's a lot, man. Okay. So, Kareem, what do you know about the IELTS Task 1? IELTS Writing Task 1, Academic. Kareem. Karimo, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, how are you doing, my dear?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm good, but today is too busy, I'm usually busier in the weekends, during the weekends. Anyway, so tell me, what do you know about Task 1?
Task 1 is about a chart.
Yes.
A chart, and you describe this chart.
All right, good. It's mainly about a chart that they give you or a diagram that they give you. And we will need to describe this chart. In what way can we describe the chart? Anyone else can give me further, more detailed information about this one? Okay, let's ask Shuruq. Shuruq?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, any idea how or what is required to do while taking Task 1 Writing Academic?
Yes, chart or diagram, we have to see the main idea about the chart, and then we will go with the detail. So the first main thing to do is to go with the first sentence with the main idea of the chart and what will this chart talking about.
What is the chart talking about? Good, very good. Thank you very much. Aya, Any idea what are the different types of diagrams that we may face? The types of drawings, the types of diagrams or the drawings that we may find in the IELTS test?
No, I'm not familiar with it.
You're not familiar with it yet. Oh, that. Yeah, that.
Hello, Mrs. Hunt.
Hello, dear. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. How about you?
Silent man. You're in the silent mode nowadays.
You will start to listen with me silent again? Oh, not silent.
All right.
I'm listening.
All right, good. Okay, tell me more about task 1. What do you know about it?
Actually, as far as I know, not too much. In task 1, we will be presented with a graph or table or chart or diagram even, and we will be asked to describe, summarize, or explain some information in our own words in kind of paraphrasing. This might involve describing and explaining some kind of data, describing the stages of a process or how something works, or describing an object or even an event.
All right. Auda, can I confess? Can I make a confession?
Yeah.
I am impressed by how your oral English has improved. I'm really impressed with that.
Really?
Honestly speaking, very honestly, this is not to encourage you. Wallahi, God only knows. And this is very obvious, and it's absolutely clear for everyone that, mashallah, tabarakallah, you're doing a great job. And it shows really, really clear. It's crystal clear when comparing recording 1 to your last recording. It is amazing. You, man, are doing a great job. Excellent. Thank you.
I couldn't be better for hearing this, Mrs. Andre.
No, really.
But the problem with the reading, Mrs. Andre, the problem with the reading, you know, you see our score yesterday. I hit the record.
Okay.
20 out of 40 in 1 and 40 minutes. Thank
1
God.
and 40 minutes. We still need to practice, yeah, Muhammad. Malish. Give yourself some more time to practice. And as far as I believe, you've done this test at night, not in the morning. Was it in the morning, my dear?
No, actually, you are right. In the night mode, yeah.
That's why I'm telling you, it's better if you take it in the morning, so that you give it your full capabilities, and you start to be in your full capacity, you know, so that you don't lose concentration, you don't feel exhausted. It would definitely make a difference in your score. Try it.
Cool,
okay.
Cool, Banana. I couldn't agree more. Thank you.
All right, you're very much welcome. So again, okay, now I would like to share one of the videos with you so that you start to be a bit familiar with how things go during this test. Actually, I don't know whether you know this or not, but I am crazy about this man. I'm getting mad with how professional he is. Okay, this is Adam from England. All right, I just want you to stay concentrated, fully concentrated, because I'm going to give you some more questions after you watch this video. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm Adam. Today's lesson is for those of you who will be taking the IELTS test. Now, as usual, when I do an IELTS class, I will speak a little bit faster, a little bit closer to natural speed, for those of you who need the extra listening practice. But this is for everybody. There's always something to learn. It's all English. So today we're going to specifically look at IELTS Task 1, and I'm going to give you a few vocabulary that are essential to success in IELTS Task 1. You won't necessarily use all of them every time, but you need to know these 9 words that I'm going to show you, or 10 words, depends how you look at it. You need to know these words so you're ready for pretty much any kind of infographic that comes your way. Now, most of the time, and most of your practice, I'm sure, is graphs. Okay? We're going to start with looking at graphs, and we're going to look at these 2 words. Fluctuate, a verb.
All right. And now, Adam is talking about different graphs, right? Okay. And I would like to ask you a few questions about graphs. Sorry, Adam, but allow me, guys, please, to draw different types of graphs. And I ask you, what do we call them? This is called what?
Bar chart.
It's a bar chart. Very good. All right. And this is called?
Line chart.
It's a bar graph. Sorry.
Diagram.
A line graph, a bar graph, a line graph. All right. This is called a
Percentage.
Pie graph. Pie graph.
pie. Very good.
Pie.
It's a pie graph. Very good. Pie graph. This is called a
Table.
Table.
It's the table. Yes. And
Flow diagram.
huh?
Flow chart.
It's a flow chart. Thank you very
Flow
much.
chart.
All right. So these are the different types of drawings or diagrams that we're going to be exposed to. Again, this is the bar because it looks like bars. Bar diagram or bar graph, line graph, pie because it looks like a pie, like an apple pie, for example. Pie. All right. Table and flow chart. Okay. Okay. Actually, as you may see here in this picture, we'll have two axes. So one of them is what we call X and the other is Y. All right? Again,
Why?
X
Yeah.
and Y axis. Each of them will have some types of information that we need to express. All right, imagine that they are going to give us this kind of a diagram, okay? And they were talking about the consumption of luxurious materials, for example, the consumption of luxurious materials in Europe. So here they're going to write down the years, okay? Imagine that they are going to start from 2000 until the year 2019. All right, so 2000, 2001 until 2019, okay? And here they're talking about buying clothes, all right? And here practice our material or products like what? What are luxurious products? Like, for example, antiques, all right? Buying antiques. And the third one could be what? Buying electronic gadgets. All right, so here we'll have again one axis for the years and the other axis for the clothes. All we have to do is, number one, we have to look at the given question, and this is very important. Again, you have to look at the given question, and this is very important. Why is it important? Because in the given question, or while looking at the given question, you will have to do something called paraphrasing. Paraphrasing. And what do I mean by the word to paraphrase? Anyone?
Yeah. The same meaning in a different.
Very good. To paraphrase is to say the same words in different, the same meaning in different words, okay? Because mainly the writing prompt that they give you is not yours. So that you won't be scored or you won't take any score if you write the same writing prompt. They won't score you for something that is not yours. What is yours is that when you start paraphrasing what is given to you, all right? And we will have so many examples of how to paraphrase the given prompt. But again, in the introduction, after you paraphrase the given prompt, you will need to look carefully at the key features of the diagram or the given chart. Key features, what makes it special? What is the most interesting thing about it? What is the highest, what's the lowest? Sorry. So again, we need to know what's the highest, what's the smallest, what's the biggest, what's the most important, and what's the least important, etc. Okay? So this, what should happen while writing an introduction. Then after that, we will go through the details in body paragraph 1 and body paragraph 2. And most interesting thing, one of the most interesting things is usually they give us two graphs and they ask us to compare between these two graphs. All right? So we will need to have another paragraph by the end of the essay so that we find some time to compare between the two given diagrams. Okay? All right, what is Adam doing now is that he's trying to tell us what's the most important vocabulary that we're going to use. Actually, we're going to listen to this vocabulary, but how to implement the information that we learned today is coming in the second part of this class, which is the practical part. We will practice what we have learned today. So you need to stay focused very much and you need to listen as much as possible. Okay, try to memorize the words that are given to you, or if you'd like to take a screenshot to every part, to every shot, it would be great. Okay, now let's get started.
And fluctuation. Now, from my experience checking students or test takers' essays, this word is quite often misused, okay? I think sometimes people are not exactly sure what this word means. So to show you, I'm going to show you a graph here. This is a fluctuation. Let's say we're looking at a span of 2000 to 2014. So we're looking at 15 years of sales. Sales and whatever the number is, 100 of millions, okay? Fluctuate means to go up and down quite rapidly, okay? It doesn't have to be rapid. It could be steady, but there's an up, there's a down, there's an up, there's a down. If you're going something like this, this you don't call a fluctuation. Even though it's not a straight line, it's still not a fluctuation because overall, the sales are still going upwards. They're still increasing. Fluctuation, there must be some downward movement as well. There's up and there's down from, let's say, from the starting point. So here we go up, down, up, down, up, down. Here it's mostly up. You very rarely go down below where you started. So overall, you have an upward motion. This is to fluctuate. So you can use it as a verb. Over the span of the recording, of the record, of the 15 years, sales fluctuated from, let's say, 100 million to, and ended up here, let's say it's a little bit lower, to 110. So overall, there was a slight increase, but sales fluctuated throughout the period, okay? You can use fluctuation. If you want to talk about the graph as a whole, you can say the graph shows fluctuations in the sales numbers, okay? The graph shows fluctuations, sales fluctuated. So you can talk about the whatever's on the x-axis itself, or you can talk about the graph as a whole. Use fluctuate for the whatever item is here, use fluctuation for the graph as a whole. Next, plateau. Now, I know most of you probably know this word. If you're doing IELTS, you've heard this word before and you've used it before, but a lot of you don't seem to understand that plateau can be both a noun and a verb. Just like peak, the highest point, can be both a noun and a verb, okay? So just to make sure we understand, something is going up, it stops for a while, it goes steady, it goes up again, it goes steady. This area is a plateau. This area is a plateau. So we're going to use the same information, sales and time. So sales increased for the first 5 years, then they plateaued for the next 7 years, after which they started to rise again. until they reach their next plateau. So you see, I've used plateau as a verb. They increased until they plateaued. Then they continue to increase until they reached their next plateau. Verb, noun. Both of them are okay. Try to use both of them and make sure that you're referring to something. Now, if you have something like this could be a plateau. But if you're going like this is not a plateau. A plateau usually is not very short. It has to be somewhat extended. If it's too short, then it's just a little pause, it's just a little steady pause. If it's extended, then you have a plateau. Then, let's say it increased again. Actually, I'll use a different color now so we're not confused. And then start declining. So sales increased, they plateaued for a while, then they increased again, then they plateaued again, and then they increased again until they reached their peak. Let's say this is 250. Okay, so sales continuously increased until they reached their peak of 250,000. Now, again, peak can be a noun or a verb. Sales increased until they peaked at 250, after which there was a sharp decline over the next 3 years. Okay? So sharp decline over the next 3 years. Now, if you have the opposite way, you have sales going down.
All right, now if I ask you guys to try to express what you say. I don't want to lose the thread of concentration. So I would really appreciate if Izzat can help me express. All right, express what is given here. Izzat?
We can see that the sales will decreasing over the years from.
First, what happened?
They are decreased plateau.
Okay, they plateaued. The sales number is plateaued and then
decreased over the following years from 2000 to 2014.
Till 2014. All right. So if you notice that there is a plateau here in the sales number, and then later on there is a very drastic drop, all right, or decrease. All right. If I want to express or give other synonyms to the word decrease, what else words can I use?
The sales.
Descend.
Descend. Very good. What else?
Decline.
Decline. Very good. What else?
Deteriorate.
Deterioration. All right. Now we're talking about nouns. If we're talking about nouns, we can say a drop, deterioration, decrease. What else?
Is lowering.
Getting less or getting, if you're talking about the sales percentage, yes, it's getting less. It's decreasing. It's deteriorating. It's getting lower. Good. What else?
Decline.
Going down.
It's going down. Very good. Going down. Good. All right. Great. Okay. So now let's continue. You're doing a great job, guys.
Sales are going down, down, down. Now, technically, you could say they bottom out. Bottom out means they reach the lowest level. But a safer way, because a lot of people also misuse this expression, the safest way, until they reach their lowest point. Simple is best. But peak, you pretty much have to use because you can't say there's going to be a lot of highest point, highest point, highest point. You have to have sentence and vocabulary variety in your writing. You use peak as a noun, use peak as a verb, use plateau as a noun, and plateau as a verb. Okay, let's continue. You've already heard me use this word, overall. Again, overall does not mean in conclusion. A lot of people use this word to introduce a conclusion. Overall basically means you're looking at the whole graph. So you're looking at the entire span of something. Here we're looking at 2000 to 2014. This is your span. Okay, this is the duration of the information. How long this information is being recorded on the graph. Okay, so you can say that although sales started very low and they fluctuated and they reached a peak and then dropped again, overall there is an increase. What does that mean? It means from this point to this point, there is an increase. So don't say it went up and went down, it went up, it went up for this year, then down for this year. Just say there were fluctuations, but overall sales went up over the span of the reported information. Okay. Now, of course, speaking about span, you must use this word. A lot of people do not use this word enough when they're talking about time, graph with time. Okay. So again, span is the duration from the beginning to the end. And again, span is both a noun and a verb. The graph shows an overall increase over the span of a decade. This word is crucial. Whenever you're talking about movement over time, you always talk about over the span of. Okay? Now, you don't say in the span of a decade. If you say in the span of a decade, means between 10 years, something happened. Over the span of the decade means you're talking about beginning to end. So it's very important to use this preposition with span, with motion. As a verb, the information, spans 15 years. It means it goes from, let's say, 2000 to 2014. It covers 15 years of recorded information. Span as a verb, span as a noun. Try to use both. Now again, remember, you don't want to use the same word more than twice in an essay, unless you're using it once as a noun, another time as a verb.
Please try to remember this piece of information. This is very important. All right? Repetition is not required while doing the writing task 1, unless you're going to use the same word twice, once as a verb and once as a noun. At that time, repetition is allowed. Do not use it more than twice. All right? Other than that, please use other synonyms that you know which are equal to this or that word.
Demonstrate command of this word, which will get you a little bit extra points if you use them correctly. Okay, let's look at some other words. Okay, now we have a few more words we're going to look at. Now, the reason I chose these is because these are very, very commonly misused.
Sure.
Okay, people send me their samples, they want me to check them. I fix these words all the time. People always make mistakes with these words. Ages. If you're going to talk about age groups within your charts or tables or graphs or whatever, then you're going to use these words. Now, let's say there are groups. There are 4 age groups, 18 to 25, 26 to 35, etc. If you want to talk about this group, now there's 2 ways you can do it. You can mention the young group, the middle group, the old group. Or if you want to talk about the specific ages, you can say those aged. It basically means who are aged 18 to 25. So this is a participle now, a reduced adjective clause, okay? Those aged 18 to 25 were asked to do this. Those 18 to 25 years of age were asked to do this, okay? This is the exact same meaning. Those aged 18 to 25, those who are, although technically who were, because I used were here, but you get the idea. Those who were 18 to 25 years of age were asked. Years of age. Or those 18 to 25 years old. Do not mix the two. If you use the word age, do not use the word old. If you use the word old, do not use the word age. Those go together. It's one or the other. Then you have this one, 18 to 25-year-olds. Now you're making this whole thing into one noun. Notice here is the S, no S here. Notice you have the hyphen, the hyphen. This extra hyphen is because of the range. If you have only 25-year-olds, that's fine. You still have this hyphen, you still have this hyphen, no S, S. And the whole thing is now. So 3 ways to talk about ages, but do not mix them up. And this is a very common mistake people make on IELTS 1. And this is something that the graders are looking for, because this is a somewhat basic knowledge, basic grasp of the language. Now, percent and percentage. People always mix these 2 words up. What do you need to know about percent? Percent is an adverb. Percentage is a noun. They are used differently. When we talk about percent, we always use it. Sorry, this is percent, by the way. You can use a symbol or you can use the word, but don't use both. Always use a number with this word. If you have the word percent in your writing, there must be a number before it. Otherwise, you're not using it correctly. 10% of the men surveyed said that, ... Percentage, on the other hand, means a small chunk of the whole, right? You have 5%, you have a very small percentage of the whole. You have 95%, you have a very large percentage of the whole. So let's say 10% is small. A small percentage of the men surveyed said that ... One thing you have to remember, you're almost always going to use an adjective with this word. Because if you don't, if you just say a percentage, well, 5% is a percentage. 50% is a percentage. 95% is a percentage. So just saying percentage alone doesn't really give me much information. You have to say a small percentage, percentage, etc. Remember, always a number, never a number. Okay. Respectively is a very good word to use. Again, people often misuse it. One thing to remember when you use the word respectively, first of all, you must have 2 lists. Okay? You have 2 lists with equal numbers of items, with an equal number of items in each list. That means you have to have a minimum of 2 things in the list. You could have many items in the list, but as far as IELTS Task 1 is concerned, I recommend no more than 3. Okay? Now, the thing about respectively, what this word means that whatever the order of the first list matches the order of the second list. So let's look at an example. I have 3 kids, Tommy, Jake, and Katie. They are 5, 10, and 7 years old, or respectively. Put a comma before the word respectively. Now, I don't need the years old. I just put it there to show you. You can take it out. You can leave it in. Both okay. This is the first thing in the list. This is the second. This is the third. What respectively tells me is that these numbers match the order. So Tommy is 5. Jake is 10. Katie is 7, respectively. Right? The order matches the order. That's what this word is used to do, to show you that. Lastly, the word latter and former. People sometimes mix these 2 up. Again, you're going to mention 2 things or 2 people or 2 places or 2 anything in one sentence. Now you want to discuss each of these things individually in the next sentence. Okay? So latter means you're referring to the second thing mentioned earlier. Former means the first thing. So if I take Katie out and I have 3 kids, Tommy and Jake. The latter, who is the latter? The latter is 10 years old. The latter is Jake, because I mentioned him second. The former, Tommy, is 5. Former, first. Latter, second. Okay? These are the words that you must fully grasp to use for the IELTS Task 1. At some point in your practice or in an official test, you will use half or maybe even all of these words in your task. Okay? Make sure you know how to use them correctly. Also, if you need any more information about IELTS, some more writing tips,
Thank you.
check out my site, write2talk.com. Of course, go to ingrid.com, do the quiz on the quiz section of that site. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and come back again. Bye.
All right, thank you very much. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed it. So Fatima, let me remind you that this section, or this session is mainly for what? For the academic test takers, all right? Since you're a general test taker, you don't need to stay here for more than, you don't want to waste a lot of time, all right? It's mainly for the academic test takers.
Yes, I want to take the academic. I will take the academic, not the general.
Sorry, just a minute, please, hold on. Oh my goodness.
Can you hear me?
Yes, say it again, please. You're going to take the academic one?
Yes, I'm going to take the academic, not
Okay,
the
great,
general.
wonderful. I saw that you're going to take the general module. All right.
Oh.
So, okay, my pleasure to have you here in this session. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now I just would like to show you one of the IELTS academic task 1. All right, IELTS academic task 1, and we'll practice together how to start writing it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Modal answers. Yes, here we go. All right, first of all, I just would like to ask you, how many words are required for task 1 and how many words are required for task 2? You guys are familiar with this?
150.
Okay, great. Okay, 150 for task 1. What is the criteria upon which you will be evaluated?
Punctuation, structure,
all right.
variety of...
Yes. All right. Okay, let me illustrate this part to you. Actually, there are four criteria, which is very important to stay or to get yourself familiar with. Number 1 is the task achievement. Task achievement. Number 2 is the coherence and cohesion. Number 3 is vocabulary. And number 4 is the grammar and accuracy. Again, task achievement is number 1. Number 2, coherence and cohesion. Number 3 is the lexical resource that you're using, and it's not only vocabulary. Lexical resource means vocabulary, whether you're using idioms, proper collocations, all right, if there is spelling, misspelled words or not. And finally, when it comes to the grammar and accuracy, whether you're using a wide range of tenses, a wide range of sentences, if you're using the passive voice sometimes or not, whether you're using the correct tense in the correct situation or not. Okay? And what is meant by task achievement? Well, let me show you. The band score descriptor. IELTS task 1 academic. Hold on. Core descriptors, because you need to have a look at it, since this is the criteria by which you will be evaluated. You will need to be very familiar with. Okay, here we go. Okay. If I share it with you now, share. All right, here we go. See, this is task achievement, coherence and cohesion, lexical resource, grammatical range and accuracy. Kindly mute your microphones because there's a noise in the background. If you're willing to take a band score or to get a band score 8, for example, task achievement would mean cover all the requirements of the task sufficiently. This means that first, number 1, in the introduction, you have already paraphrased the given prompt and you've given the overview. In paragraph 1 or body paragraph 1, you've answered the given question. In body paragraph 2, you've covered the answered question, and you compared whenever comparison is needed. Okay, and that would be covering to all the requirements of the task successfully. Number 2, in the task achievement, you present or highlight or illustrate the key features, bullet points clearly and appropriately. Okay, you're using the bullet points clearly and appropriately. And actually, because since we're going to write an essay, bullet points are not required. Okay, but they want to say that you illustrate the given bullet points. For the coherence and cohesion, what is meant here is that you're using a sequence of information and ideas logically. Like, does this mean that I have to use the transitional words and phrases?
Yes.
Excellent, thank you. Yes, absolutely. You need to use the transitional words and phrases while writing for task 1. Okay? When you say also, moreover, however, eventually, all right? Manages all aspects of cohesion, well, uses paraphrasing sufficiently and appropriately. This is very important for the cohesion and coherence. When it comes to the lexical resource, which people think that it's only vocabulary, let me reassure you that it's not only about vocabulary. It's about, number 1, using wide range of vocabulary fluently and flexibly to convey the precise meaning. And this is 1. 2, Danya Muhammad. 2, skillfully uses uncommon lexical item. Uncommon معناها wide range of vocabulary or higher range of vocabulary, so that you can be different than anyone else. But there may be occasional inaccuracies in word choice and collocation. Sometimes it happens that you may, occasional means very rare, all right? Very rare. Inaccuracy, and you're not very or too accurate, or word choice and collocation. Since you're not a native speaker, this will be allowed even for a band score 8. Produces rare errors in spelling and or word formation. And when you see this word, this means that it's not more than 2. Here in this band score descriptors, and this is what I've been told, rare errors means that you cannot write more than or not more than 2 spelling mistakes are allowed. All right. Finally, when it comes to the grammatical range and accuracy, it means that you're using a wide range of structures, like different types of sentences and different types of tenses as well. The majority of the sentences are error-free. You don't have any errors in the majority of sentences. What's the opposite of majority?
Minority.
Minority, very good. Makes only very occasional errors or inappropriacies. All right? So some mistakes and some errors are allowed where if you're willing to get a band score 8, but these are very rare, or they rarely happen. Okay? This is the band score descriptors. But here, by the way, this is the IELTS Liz website, and I'm quite sure that you guys are very familiar with it, okay? Here she is explaining what is meant or how will you be evaluated. IELTS writing task 1 is worth only about 33% of your total writing marks. Only 33%, if not 30%. طيب فين ال 70% بقى اللي رايحين التانيين على تاسك ايه؟ 1 or 2؟
2.
أكيد على تاسك 2. يبقى تاسك 1 33% and the other 67% will go for task 2. All right. I don't know whether you know this or not, but again, let me annotate this. We have 2 tasks in the IELTS. Task 1, in which you will be asked to write not less than 150 words, okay? And you will be given 1 hour for writing. We usually give 20 minutes for this task, all right? And 40 minutes for task 2 in order to cover the 1 hour. So again, 20 minutes for task 1. Oh, will I be able to finish this task in only 20 minutes? Yes. And tell you what's more, we're going to deduct 5 minutes for the brainstorming. 5 minutes for the brainstorming. So you will need to have a look, a very deep look to the graph, to the given graph, so that you organize your ideas. All right, hold on, please, just a minute. Okay. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, are you still here? Who left? Oh my goodness, someone left. Who left يا شباب؟
ايه
ايه left. طيب خير ان شاء الله. شكلها راحت تتغدى. طيب for band score tips. Okay. So again, we said that we'll have to write 150 words in only 20 minutes. 5 of them will be spent for the brainstorming diagram. All right. What are we going to write in the brainstorming diagram? This will be discussed later. All right. But for now, we'll have to have a look at what is written here. All right. Let me erase this. Okay, here we say that in the academic writing, task 1 is a report on a chart, either a bar chart, line graph, pie chart, table, map. Sometimes, yes, sometimes we'll have a map as well. Map or a diagram, see below, all right, okay? General training writing 1 is that we don't care about this. Here we go with the, I just need to, all right. No. Okay. I just need to have one practice exercise. All right. All right. Here is a line graph that we need to have a look at. It says, ladies and gentlemen, I need your full concentration, please. The line graph below shows radio and television audiences throughout the day in 1992. What's meant by throughout the day?
Through morning.
In the morning, very good. In the morning, in the year 1992. Okay? And here we have how many lines do we have in this chart?
2 lines.
One for the TV and the other is for the
Radio.
radio. What about x-axis. What do you think it represents?
You mean the y-axis?
Percentage of audience.
Say it again.
The percentage of audience.
The percentage of audience, very good. And what about the y-axis?
Time of day or night.
All right, these are the hours starting from 1 a.m., all right, till 23, which is 11 or 12 p.m. This is the time of day or night, all right? Good. If I just would like, or if I just ask you to look at this given diagram carefully or given writing prompt carefully and tell me how will we be able to paraphrase this? All right, no problem. Yes, X and Y. All right, again, tell me how can you paraphrase the given writing prompt here? The line graph, hold on, just a minute, please. The line graph below. Let's look at the line graph. Could this word be paraphrased?
I don't think so.
Anyone? All right. So the line graph below is going to be written as it is. Shows. How could it be? Huh?
Illustrates.
Illustrates. What else?
Explain.
Explains. Well,
expresses.
Yeah. What is it again?
Explains or expresses.
Explicits. Explicit.
Explicit.
Yes. Or we can say describes, demonstrates,
can we say represents?
Illustrates. Very good. Shows, as you said before. Can I say reflects?
I think yes.
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Give information about. Okay.
Can we say represents?
Represents. Very good. Amazing.
How about reveal?
How about what?
Reveal.
Reveal? No. Reveals is about secrets. When you reveal something, it's mainly about secrets. When you reveal a secret, that means you announce it.
Okay.
Okay. So here we have the word shows, which has a lot of synonyms. All right. Again, the word shows has a lot of synonyms that we've mentioned, which are more like 10 other synonyms. And I'm going to send you one PDF worksheet that shows all these synonyms. Okay. Can I replace the line graph below shows with the given line graph illustrates?
Yes.
Yeah. So here, what happens? I just replaced, or I just changed the structure of the sentence, which is another type of paraphrasing. Okay? Okay. So radio and television audiences, could it be replaced with something else?
Radio and television listeners.
Listeners? No. Audience is not a listener only. Yeah, it can be a viewer as well, because television is not being listened.
Yes.
We listen to television and we watch it too.
Followers.
What is it again?
Followers.
Followers? Well, that's fine. It's acceptable. Yes. Radio and television followers. What about radio and television?
Maybe radio can be exchanged
Media.
with broadcast.
Media. Who said media?
Karim.
Bravo, Karim. Yes. All right. Throughout the day in 1992. How can you change the sentence? Throughout the day.
During morning.
During, very good. During the morning in the year 1992. Correct. Very good. During the morning hours. Okay. Or you can easily say starting from 1 a.m. till 12 p.m. Okay? Okay. But wait, hold on. Did they mention anything about the UK? here, is anything mentioned about the UK?
No.
Hold on. What does this mean? Okay, look here carefully. This will definitely give you more information of how to write your paraphrasing, all right, or how to do your paraphrasing in the first introduction. Actually, it adds some more information. That's why reading the titles is very, very important. Okay? Here they say radio and television audiences in the UK, October, and they haven't mentioned anything in October as well. October, December 1992. All right? So it's during or throughout throughout October and December in the year 1992. Throughout means during, or you can use the word during. Okay? Type. Now, if I want you to tell me the most important words to be used for the most important key features, or what is the most important key features here in this
Fluctuating.
diagram? The fluctuation that happened where and when?
Fluctuation that happen from 6 hours to
You mean 6 o'clock?
yes, 6 o'clock. Yes, to 20:30.
Okay. Is there a fluctuation here? So starting from here, is there a fluctuation? Yes, it goes down and a little bit slight up, then down and slight up, then down and a very, very slight up. All right, this is for the radio. What about the television? The same duration, down, up, down. And is this a fluctuation?
It
No.
reaches a peak.
Huh?
Peak.
It
Reaches a peak.
Peak, yes. It reached to its peak when, at what time? Almost 10:30, all right? So it reaches to its peak at almost 10:30 a.m. when it again
Decline.
yeah. All right, now let's practice how to use the words up, going up, and going down. If you want to say that here, if you want to express what happened starting from starting from 6 a.m. up to 8 a.m. to the radio audience, what happened?
Sharp rise in the
Excellent,
audience.
bravo. It has a sharp rise. Okay.
Sharp rise or rapid increase.
طيب وكمان ممكن نقول rapid increase. طيب خلينا الأول في الناونز وبعدين هنتكلم في sharp ولا rapid. Okay? Nouns, as you said, increase. What else can I use for increase? You said rise. What else? يبقى increase, rise. What else?
Going up.
Elevation.
Elevation is a good one too. Very good. What else?
Going up.
Going up. Okay. What else? كلمة سهلة.
Increase.
Yes, increase. Okay. So can I say grow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can I say
Grow.
climb?
Yes.
Climb.
Yes.
Climb, yes, climb. Or when do I use the word rocket? When I say that the line rocketed.
When it reaches the
When it goes up in a short time.
Very good. When it goes up suddenly, this is rocketing. All right. So the line rocketed.
Steep increase.
Sorry.
Steep.
Okay, steep is an adjective again. Okay, now let's move to the adjectives that might be used for increase. All right? Here, we will talk about the word increase. So we can say it is a rapid increase. Rapid increase. What else can replace the word rapid?
Fast.
It's a fast increase, a speedy increase, a rapid increase, a growing increase. Very good. What else?
Steep.
Steep increase. What's meant by steep?
Sharply. Sharp.
خالص. Steep يعني عامل كده. It goes up but steeply. فيها plateau شوي. Steep. All right? When I say that the mountain is very steep or the mountain has a steep, this means that the mountain goes like that. All right? Steep. Okay, so we talk about the rapid, sharp increase, sudden increase. Okay? Okay, we also can use the word dramatic.
I was going to say it.
Yes, dramatic or drastic. This means very sharp. Dramatic or drastic. We can say the word sudden. All right? Sudden increase. A quick increase. Well, good.
Gradual
A
increase.
gradual increase. Very good. Yes. A sharp increase. Sharp increase يعني زي it reached its peak. It skyrocketed, as we said before. Okay?
Dramatic means what?
Very, very high. Very significant. And we also can use the word significant. Yes. A significant increase. A significant. F-I-C-A-N-T. Significant.
Noticed.
Down again. Significant. Yes. Significant increase.
Drastic. Drastic like dramatic?
أيوة, like dramatic. Yes. Okay. Also, we can say a considerable. Considerable يعني something to be considered, something to be taken into consideration. A considerable increase.
Considerable.
Yes. Considerable means يعني it shows good increase. All right?
Yes.
Okay, now I'm going to erase this and we're going to talk about decrease. All right, what are the other synonyms to the word decrease? If you look at the graph again, hold on, just a minute. في حد عنده تلفزيون أو راديو شغاله في الباك جراوند؟ Please, يعني just try to lower the volume a bit. Because I don't want you to close your microphones. Okay. All right, now if you look here, starting from this hour, 21, till 23 or 24, what happened? What happened for the audiences, for the TV audience here?
Deterioration?
Yes, we can call this deterioration. All right, deterioration means it goes
sharply down, going down.
Down, very good. It goes down. Not necessarily to be sharply down, but yes, it is a sharp decrease. Also, we can use the word decrease. Yes, so decrease, go down. Deterioration. What else? يلا شباب.
Decline.
Decline. All right. Okay. Do you know what's the opposite of decline?
Climb?
لا. Incline. Incline. All right. So yes, as you said, there is a sharp decrease. Okay. Decline. Going down. Can I say that there is a drop?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And this is a drop, right? A drop. Or dip.
Or dropping down.
You guys know what's dip?
Yep.
The line dipped down. Dip down means when you dip down something, when you dip your finger into the cup, what does it mean? You reach it to you take it to the bottom of your cup. This is dipping something. When you dip a morsel of bread into a sauce, some sauce, what happens? You put it down, right?
Yes.
Okay, this is what exactly happens when the line dips down, dip, or we can use the word fall. There is an observed fall.
Oh,
Okay? Okay, or we can say that the line trended upwards or downwards. The line trended downwards. Downwards, trend downwards. Okay? Okay, what about the word, oh, okay, did we say fall? That the line fell? Here we notice that the line fell. Okay, decreased, drop. Also, we have the word, what's the opposite of, okay, here is the word reduce. Reduce. All right? Reduce and reduction. Reduce.
And trough.
Sorry?
Trough.
What's that? How do you spell it?
Troughh.
Trough?
Trough. Yeah. Can we use it?
I don't know. It's my first time to hear this word trough.
Yeah, I read it before in Cambridge for IELTS.
Okay, hold on. I need to check my dictionary, please. Allow me.
Okay.
T-R-A-U-G-H?
Take your time. Troughh.
O-U?
Yeah. Yes.
All right. A long, shallow container or a period in which there is a little economic activity and prices are getting low. All right. A long, long area between waves and hills. Okay, yes, it can be used, I believe. The economy is in a trough right now. Yes, a trough, but I believe that a trough here would mean that it is a very noticeable decrease. A drop, like a drop or a fall. Okay? Yes, and this can explain the meaning of the word trough as well. Yes, it is accepted. So let's add it to our dictionary. It's a trough. Okay? A trough is observed. Very good. Okay. Now let's move to some adjectives that can be used. These adjectives could be used as adjectives, and sometimes by adding ly, they can be used as adverbs as well. And ladies and gentlemen, what's the difference between using adjectives and adverbs? Adjectives describe what or modify what?
verbs.
Nouns.
Noun. Very good. Adjectives describe nouns or pronouns, correct?
Yeah, correct.
All right. So when I say, for example, it's a speedy fall, right? So speedy here is an adjective. What does it describe? It describes the word fall, a sudden dip, all right? Or a drastic fall, a dramatic reduction, okay? This all means that I am describing the noun. But when it comes to adjectives, adverbs, sorry, what do adverbs modify?
Modify the verb or another adverb.
Usually, adverbs modify verbs, adjectives, or adverbs. Okay? So when I say, for example, very slow, very slow. Do we have any adjectives here?
Slowly.
Adjectives. Huh?
Slow.
Slow is an adjective, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Slow is an adjective. Do I have any adverbs?
No.
Yes, we do.
Yes, I have.
Yes.
Very.
Very is an adverb here. And by the way, adverbs not necessarily to be ended by an ly. Sometimes very, to, are adverbs because they modify the adjective slow. And they answer a question which is called to what extent. To what extent it is slow? It is very slow. It is too slow. And believe me or not, the word not is an adverb sometimes. It's not slow because again, it answers the question to what extent is it slow? It's not slow at all. All right. So never mind about this. This is too much English. All right. But what I want you to understand is that adverbs modify verbs. Other times they modify adjectives or other adverbs. Like when I say, for example, too carelessly. All right. She drives too carelessly. Too and carelessly are both adjectives that describe the verb. How is she driving? The way she drives.
You mean adverb, right?
Yes, I mean adverbs, yes. Okay, got it? And why am I explaining this? Because this will be used while describing these diagrams. All right? Okay. So back again to our topic. What were we talking about? We were mainly talking about the adjectives that are usually used. All right, let me erase this. Thanks a lot. All right, again, adjectives that might be used before the movement of the line. We said that we might need some words like, for example, there is a steep increase. What else?
Significant.
Significant, yes. What else?
Gradually, dramatic,
Gradually. Very good. Dramatic.
Rapidly.
All right. Dramatic, drastic, rapid, sudden, gradual.
Marked.
It's marked. Okay, marked.
Marked.
Look at me. Can I say steady? Steady.
Considerable.
Yes, considerable. Right. Did I say sudden? Yes, I did. What else? Consistent. Consistent.
Consistent.
Consistent, yes. Consistent means that, for example, here, if you notice this line, there is a consistent increase. And the line consists on going up, insists on doing that. Okay? So there is a marked, consistent, I mean, type. If I would like to change these adjectives into
consistent, like to do a plateau, if both increase or decrease.
Oh, all right. To do consistent means that no, it doesn't have to do with the plateau. Plateau is a consistent stability. All right. So this line, yes. Here there is a consistent stability, and here there is a consistent increase or a consistent decrease. Okay?
Yes.
Consistent means that it consists on doing something, it keeps on doing it over and over again. All right. So again, if we'd like to change these adjectives into adverbs, how can you do it? Steady becomes?
Steadily.
Steadily.
Steadily. You change the I into the Y into ILY. Steady.
Steady.
Huh? Steep doesn't have any adverbs. I don't say steeply, it's steep. You cannot change it into an adverb. Significant?
Significantly.
All right, huh?
Gradually.
Huh?
Gradually.
Yes, next.
Dramatically.
Yes, when a word ends with an IC and you need to add an adverb to it, you add ALLY, not only LY. ALLY. And it's pronounced as dramatically. You don't say dramatically. It's
dramatically.
Yes. Same for drastic. It becomes drastically. Okay. Rapid with an LY. Rapidly. Suddenly. Marked is a marked. Consistently. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Clear enough?
Yes.
All right.
Yep.
All right. Okay. Now, and that would be the last thing before we start applying. Okay. What do we call this point? This point here, what do we call it?
Peak.
It's the peak. And do we have any peaks for the radio users?
Yes, on the 18 hours at 8 hours.
Yes. No. 8 a.m. That's 8 a.m. All right. What's the percentage of the users around?
25.
26%, because it's a little above. Yeah. So it's around 26% of the audio or the audience, the radio audiences. All right.
27.
Yes. And that was the peak of the radio usage. Okay. What about the television usage? What was its peak? What's the percentage for its peak?
45.
It was almost 44 to 45%. In what time? Oh, sorry, at what time?
It was almost in yes.
Before time.
11.
At. All right. So at what
9.
time?
5 p.m.
9.
No. Television. It's almost 21.
9.
Yeah. 21 or 22.
21.
22, which is what?
5 p.m.
9 p.m. 9 p.m.
22 is 9.
10.
No, it's 10. 10, yes.
10 p.m.
It's 10. Thank you very much. Till 10 a.m. All right. 1
p.m.
5. 10 p.m. So 10 p.m. Okay. So here I thought it's only during the day. They say throughout the day. The day here doesn't mean the morning. The day here means throughout the whole day. Yes, the whole day. Because here, if you look, it's after 12, 13, 14, until 24. So this is the whole day. Yeah, 24 hours. Okay, great. Wonderful. So you guys understand what is the most important words that are going to be used while explaining how to, while explaining a graph or a diagram, correct? Last thing I would like to talk about the maps or the locations on the maps. Locations on the maps. You guys know the most important directions that we need to know? What are these 4 directions? This is the north.
Yeah.
North.
East.
South. And west. Correct. And sometimes they talk about north, southeast, southwest, and northwest. Okay? Okay. Some other times they give us just a map, and they give us or they start we need to look at certain maps. Hold on. I'd like to have a map to describe my stuff. Who's saying what? Habibti, no problem. Yes, it's okay. Okay, so let's. Happens. All right. Anyway, I will show you one of the maps later on, but I don't want to waste a lot of time. Showing maps, we need to learn some words like just outside of, or in close proximity, or located, the surrounding, remote. What's a remote area? You guys know what's a remote area?
A very far away.
Far away, very good, very far away. So when I say it's a remote area, it means it's an isolated area, that it's barely inhabited by anyone, correct? All right. Or when you say, for example, the directions as we talked about, okay? So we need to know these kinds of directions. Also, we need to know the prepositions: in, on the, next to, between, behind, beside, opposite, okay? Do you know the difference between these prepositions, or you need some illustration, ladies and gentlemen? Is that okay with you? And by the way, this is important for the writing, task 1, and sometimes for the listening, if you're lucky enough and they would give you a map to label. So, is that okay? Are you familiar with these types of words, or you would like me to explain more about the prepositions of place?
Actually, for listening, it's okay, but for writing, you mean on the graph, I can use beside and behind?
Well, the graph, yes, sometimes you may need to use beside, behind, opposite, parallel to, next to, between, among, above. All these words could be used as well.
Yeah, for example, in TV line, how can we use?
لا, not here, not here. أنا بقول في الماب. And this is not a map. This is a line graph, يا محمد. Don't mix things up.
Okay.
All right.
For maps only, right?
Yes, for the maps only. Yeah. All right. So now I just want you to have a look at this diagram and try to write down the introduction. Please be careful that in the introduction we should write 2 things. Number 1, let me erase this. In the introduction, we need to include 2 things. Number 1, the paraphrase, and number 2, number 1 in the introduction, and this is the way let me share something else. Let me share whiteboard here. All right, this is my answer sheet. We should write in paragraphs. And what do I mean by paragraphs? Paragraphs means this paragraph 1, which is the introduction. Paragraph 2, body paragraph 1. Paragraph 3. All right? And if you would like to start paragraph 4. Look carefully and tell me what separates paragraphs from each other.
One line, I think, or 2 lines.
The space before the first paragraph or the second.
Yes. So, yes. Number 1, 4-finger space indent. And 4-finger space indent means that if you put your hand in here, okay, you will find out that these are the 4-finger space indent. So in the first line, you just leave a space. You don't start from the beginning of the line. And then the second, third paragraph, you write from the beginning. Then if you're writing paragraph 2, you have to do the same. Do not start it from the beginning. Just leave a 4-finger space indent. Okay? Do the same until you're done with paragraph 2, paragraph 3, and paragraph 4. Okay?
All the spaces should be identical, Mrs. Hind.
يعني ازاي؟ Identical like what? Yes.
يعني
هنبدأ أول لاين من هنا وتاني لاين نبدأه من هنا مثلا. صح؟ طبعا. They should be identical. They should look identical يعني. Okay?
And each paragraph should include how many ideas or
هنتكلم عن how many ideas, هنتكلم in details. Don't worry about this. Okay? Now I'm talking about the introduction. Introduction should include, number 1, the given writing prompt, paraphrasing. So we need to paraphrase. Paraphrase. And this is A. B is the key feature. And what's meant by the key feature? Key features are the most important observed information that you can notice. The most important information that you notice. So for example, what's the highest, what's the lowest, okay? The biggest, what's the smallest, what's the greatest difference between this line and that line? What's the greatest difference between, because sometimes they might give you 2 diagrams in one question and they ask you to compare, all right? So you can easily have a very deep look, okay, by which you try as much as possible to find what are the main key features that make these diagrams special, or what are the key features that differentiate between these two diagrams, okay? So this is the introduction. For body paragraph 1, what should we say? For body paragraph 2, what should we say? Well, this in this part, you will have the option to either, number 1, look at this diagram, all right? New share again, hold on. I just want you to look at this diagram and tell me what are you going to write in body paragraph 1. What do you think should be written in body paragraph 1?
Paraphrasing of the headline of the paragraph.
Okay, this was the introduction, my dear. This was the introduction. You paraphrase the given prompt. Okay, you paraphrase it. But in the body paragraph here,
the comparison.
All right. Body paragraph should include the comparison between both of them. What about body paragraph 2?
Body paragraph 1, I think we have to give a general idea of what we're going to talk along the whole essay.
No, not really.
No.
Give it another shot. Maybe someone can give another shot. Huh?
Going deeper with both of the lines.
Comparing between both of them?
No, going
differences.
Deeper.
Going deeper. Well,
yes.
Actually, we have 2 ways to follow. Number 1 is in the body paragraph 1, we talk about the TV audience only. And in body paragraph 2, we talk about the radio audience only. In body paragraph, at the end of body paragraph 2, we have to hold the comparison whenever is needed. All right?
Yes.
Or
so I have a question.
Have a look at the questions. Yes, hold on. Before you say the question, I just want to say something else. All right. I just want you to have a look at these questions before you give me any questions of yours. Right? Try to answer these questions first. Okay, let me read this. Okay, here we go. I believe that now I'll give you 5 minutes to answer these questions. Okay? Just 5 minutes. Now it's 2:06. 2:11. I'm gonna see what your answers were. Done? والنبي done? Someone answers me. Is there anyone there?
Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet, not yet.
All right. يا شباب.
done.
Who is done? Who is the naughty girl? Naughty.
Done.
Who are you, Bahira? شروق. Open. مين اللي done يا شباب? Who are you, lady?
Yumna and me.
All right. So this is Yumna and شروق. صح?
Aya.
Good job. Good job. You're doing great. What about gentlemen? Not yet? Is it that difficult? Gentlemen?
I finished except the last two.
No. طب كريم والناس وكده ظروفنا ايه؟ كريم عزت كريم وعزت اخبارنا ايه يا شباب؟ عزت are you done؟ يا عزت يا كريم. Okay, seems that لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. I have some troubles. Okay, have some troubles.
Not yet.
Done. وكريم not yet. Okay. هديكم one more minute, okay? One more minute, not more than this. لا, this is too much time and we're wasting a lot of time by this. Is it too difficult? Is it to that extent? Yani, is it that difficult? All right, now please have a look at the model answers because I care about. Check your answers now, please. Hello, check your answers. Thank you, Shuru. All right. All right, no problem, Ikiri. Hi, Shabab, done? قولوا لي how much did you get?
I got 11 out of 15.
Not bad, very good.
In number 1, can we say we write in one period?
One period?
In number 2, number 2. Can we say in one period instead of in 24 hours?
Right, here is number 2. It says the graph, okay, the line graph illustrates the percentage of people listening to the radio and watching TV who are over the age of who are over the age of 4 in what period? What do you say?
1.
In a one period? In one period يعني ممكن in one day period.
The same period for the two trends.
Yeah, we can say in one day period. One day period.
Okay.
Yeah? Okay. So Isaac is asking another question. Could it be 14? Could it be decreasing rather than downward? Or let's say 14. Here is 14. Okay. It says that, okay, from that point, the proportion of audience حصل له A in a gradual A. All right. So number 13, it fluctuated, the number of audience fluctuated in gradual what? Downward or decrease, both are correct. طبعا. All right? In a gradual decrease or in a gradual downward. بس خد بالك بقى ثانية واحدة. في عندنا كلمة trend يا عزة. All right? ما ينفعش أقول decrease trend. لكن downward trend. Okay? So again, trend غالبا بتاخد downward و upward. There is a word trend here. Okay? طيب, any more questions? عندنا كمان.
Yes, Dr. Hind.
Yes.
If I said from that point the proportion of the audience decrease in a gradual fluctuation trend, is it right?
In a gradual fluctuation?
Decrease number 13.
Mm-hmm.
In a gradual fluctuation trend.
A proportion of audience decrease?
Yeah. Yes, in a gradual fluctuation trend.
Okay. The proportion of audience decreased in a gradual fluctuation trend. لا برضو ما ينفعش Fluctuation trend.
Fluctuational trend.
Fluctuational trend. Yani, okay, that would be okay. Fluctuation.
Fluctuating or fluctuational?
Sorry?
Fluctuating trend or fluctuational trend?
All right, I believe a fluctuating trend would be okay. But تاني, the word trend, I've never seen this word except with downward trend or upward trend. So fluctuating trend, يعني to which side? Is it upward or downward? You know? Trend means
Yes,
change.
downward as we say from the first 13 decrease in a gradual fluctuating trend. So trend go down.
مش عارفة حاساها إنها مش صح لأنه دايما في something called collocations and the collocation with the word trend is either downward or forward or backward or upward, you know?
It doesn't make sense.
How?
I see that if we use fluctuation, it doesn't make sense with trend.
No, it makes sense, but it doesn't make a proper English. Proper native speakers do not say this word. Do not use fluctuating with trend, you know?
Yes, okay.
Right, okay. Number 10, Mohammed is asking. Number 10 could be steed or, okay, what's steed? Steady, you mean? Or steep?
Oh, I mean steep. It's highly down.
All right, steep. Number 10, let's see. And again, yeah, after that time, there was a what drop in viewers to under 20%. A sharp, okay. Sharp, rapid, dramatic, sudden, considerably, significantly. طيب يا سيدي. تعال نشوف the difference between sharp and steep. Again, do you know what's the difference between them?
Both of them, I think, is too much.
لا. Gradual is steep. Again, gradual is steep. لكن sharp is totally different. Sharp يعني ينزل يعمل كده. Here, just a minute, please. Selma, would you please pick up the phone? This is a sharp decrease. All right? Sharp, rapid, dramatic, sudden, considerable, or significant. This is the decrease. But a steep decrease يعني يبقى عامل كده يا محمد.
Slight decrease.
لا steep يعني هيبقى عامل كده هيبقى فيه شوية plateau. الستيب بيبقى دايما فيه plateau. هو decrease بس فيه plateau في النص كده. هو ده الستيب. Okay? All right?
It doesn't directly goes down, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't go down directly. Yes, true. I agree with you. All right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So, here. Hold on. Okay, so I believe that you guys got the idea of how to write at least some kind of a draft of section 1 writing, academic. And if you'd like to have a look at the model answers, you can easily log in the same page or website, okay, which is IELTS Liz. Have a look at the model answer, and I will send you one of the assignments in which I will have to have a look at the way you start writing. Only a very simple one at the beginning for today, inshallah. A very simple one will be sent to you. Only one diagram, and I will see how matters go. If I think that it goes well, then I will send you a little bit more complicated one, which has a connection between two paragraphs or two diagrams All right, and I will tell you later, inshallah, next time, inshallah, I will tell you how to differentiate between one diagram only and two diagrams and how to make the comparison between them. All right? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, any questions before we leave? Any questions?
Miss Hand,
Yes.
for number, which one is the answer is regarding? Can I say regarding to or just regarding? Without
Number five. Number five.
number five, yes.
No, we don't say regarding to. We say in regard to. But regarding is followed by a noun. Regarding the television, regarding your last email, regarding the last paragraph, regarding our conversation. All right?
It's
Regarding
like,
our
it's
phone
like
call.
due to, يعني.
Sorry?
It's like due to.
Aywa. Okay. Oh, so in regard to or regarding. All right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed my session today. We'll send you one of the home assignments that should be done. يعني حاولوا كده انكم تعملوا الموضوع تتركوا الحديد وهو ساخن عشان ما ننساش اللي اخدناه. And I will send you one vocabulary worksheet, okay, which you can use or you have to use while writing for IELTS Academy. Okay? Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed my lesson.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum salam.